Now to lawyers on what to expect. Nicole Deborde thinks Lewandowski will be cleared, while Doug Burns is not so sure. Nicole, let me go to you first. Listen, I'm no lawyer. I look at this and I feel like it's, assault, even a misdemeanor seems like it could be it feels like a very serious charge.
It's extremely serious. These are crimes, and the good thing is that our Constitution requires that when you're going to charge someone with a crime, they've got to be able to prove that the person intended to do it. There's an intent requirement, and I think that's going to be the biggest difficulty for the prosecution here. It's kind of a rock concert atmosphere, and what they're going to have to show is that he actually intended to cause her pain and not just move her or accidentally run into her, and that's going to be difficult for the prosecution.
Doug, is that true? I mean, does a guy, would I have a right to touch a woman in any kind of manner at a rock concert if she was in my way or if I was trying to get someone's attention?
No, Nicole's right. It's a classic question of intent. In other words, you know, either it's on purpose or it's somewhat accidental, or you're trying to get through and you end up, you know, touching somebody. Classic case of was it done, you know, as an aggressive
So, Doug,
shove.
you've seen the tape. What do you think? I mean, you think that there's something to this? Yeah,
well, the tape is, you know, a little bit hard to interpret and fathom, but at the same time, when you look at it, it does appear that he did, on some level, shove her. The other point I want to make real quick, Charles, is that, you know, an arrest is often somewhat preliminary. I mean, I just want everybody to be clear. You know, this doesn't mean necessarily, you know, he's going to prison and all of that. I've been in these minor misdemeanor assault cases on and off for 20-plus years, okay? And very often, you know, the first day may be different than the end. But the point is they decided to bring the charge because they felt it was warranted.
Well, Nicole, on that point, did the police, with respect to their role in this, having viewed this tape and having read or listened to the complaint, did they do the right thing by bringing the charge, or are they overreacting?
You know, ultimately, the charging decision is going to be up to the prosecution. So the police have an obligation to bring the information that they gather in an investigation. And ultimately, the prosecutor decides whether or not to follow through. And it's an extremely serious decision to charge someone, especially in this digital age. These kind of accusations will never go away for this man. And despite the fact that it's only a charge, and obviously they are going to fight it, quite a bit of damage will certainly be done to this man's reputation, even if ultimately he is found to be not guilty of the charge. So it's very serious to be charged with a crime like this.
It really is, and to your point, it will haunt Corey one way or the other for a long time. But if he's exonerated, it's, you know, it's a tough one. And we'll see what happens. But it is going to go to court, guys, right? There's no way that this will be resolved outside of a courtroom, right?
Well, no, I mean, real quick interjection. I mean, it could clearly be resolved. I mean, it's technically in court, but I anticipate, you know, not a crystal ball, that this thing will be resolved. And to Nicole's point, you know, where she's right to some extent, oh, it'll haunt him and follow him, but there are schemes where things are erased, expunged. I mean, that's in New York. I don't want to pontificate about Florida. Right. But to some extent, the damage can be undone in certain resolutions, Charles.
Legally?
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, public perception is something else. Thanks a lot.
Publicly is a little different.